It is Friday, the 24th of July, 2026. Thank you for joining us. You're watching the main news on ZBC live from Pocketsville in Harare. I am Mona Lisa Dube.
And my name is Marvin Matawa. Piso Jomunika today interprets our bulletin in sign language.
Our top stories this evening. Zimbabwe Stock Exchange launches entrepreneurship exchange in order to drive MSMEs growth.
When we take a look at our business news, Hwange Colliery adopts advanced technology to boost output.
And later in sport, Zimbabwe football mourns as 3 Highlanders executives die in a road accident. We'll take a look at these and other stories in this bulletin. The President, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, says green industrialization offers the country an opportunity to build competitive industries that are environmentally conscious for posterity. He was speaking at the official opening of the Industrialization Conference and Expo in Harare this Thursday.
Zimbabwe's industrialization and modernization agenda is gaining traction, with more than 65% of local firms having invested heavily in new technologies that are environmentally friendly. Addressing stakeholders at the Zimbabwe Industrialization Conference and Expo in Harare this Thursday, the President, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, said the future belongs to industries that adopt green industrialization.
The country's present modernization and industrialization should be accompanied by sustainability. The future belongs to industries that are energy efficient, environmentally responsible, and climate resilient. Green industrialization, therefore, presents Zimbabwe with an opportunity to build competitive industries while preserving our natural heritage for future generations. I call upon all sectors of the economy to adjust processes and technologies with this reality in mind. The future of our nation is bright, under, of course, our leadership. We are assured of policy certainty and an enabling environment for business, diversification, and growth. However, government policy alone will not suffice. There is need to embrace the whole of industry and society approach for us to speedily realize more success milestones. Industry must invest and innovate. Financial institutions must provide affordable capital, and academia ensure relevant knowledge and skills. Development partners are always welcome to support and complement the ongoing transformative national development agenda.
The State of Industries 2027 report recognizes milestones registered by the Second Republic on the economic front, which has created employment opportunities for locals.
It is most important and opportune that this conference is taking place following the research findings of the State of Industry and 2027 Prospectus Study. This study outlines the substantial progress that has been realized to stimulate structural transformation in line with our quest to move our economy up the value chains. However, more work must be done with regards to harnessing and exploiting opportunities for import substitution, industrial expansion, and regional exports across several strategic industries. The need to beneficiate iron and steel, lithium, cement, pharmaceuticals, tobacco, leather, cotton, fertilizers, dairy, oilseed processing, as well as sugar, grains, and logistics and packaging are areas deserving attention from us all. Additionally, the study confirms that Zimbabwe's industrial sector has demonstrated remarkable resilience, recording a higher capacity utilization, which is now at 61.2% in the first quarter of 2026, up from 35% in 2019.
President Mnangagwa challenged industrialists to adopt innovation, research and development while investing in new technologies for desired results.
The intricate connection between successful industrial revolution, research, development, technology and innovation cannot be overemphasized. It is commendable that a notable number of local firms have developed appropriate technology upgrades and investments, including in artificial intelligence, to improve production efficiencies. This reflects the growing commitment by industry players to continuously improvement and innovation. Well done to our industries. Under the Second Republic, industrial innovation must translate into stronger domestic value chains, supplier development programs, industrial clusters, and local procurement initiatives that deepen backward and forward linkages.
The buy-in from local firms confirms the symbiotic relationship between government and the private sector towards Vision 2030. Priscilla Wanda, SABC News, Harare.
Elsewhere, the Second Republic's drive to expand infrastructure and unlock development in previously marginalized communities has reached a new milestone after the commissioning of the Kasambabezi border post in Binga by the Vice President, Colonel retired Dr. Kembo Mohadi, this Friday. Our reporter Yolanda Moyo was in Binga and she found the following report.
A passport stamp may only take a few seconds, but for the Binga community it represents something much bigger. It means crossing a border legally to visit family members, conduct small-scale businesses and maintain relationships that have existed way before these modern borders were drawn. After clearing with immigration, travelers make their way to the river bank where small boats ferry them across Zambezi to neighboring Zambia. The short crossing links communities whose languages, traditions and family ties span both sides of the river.
Watu wangu nuna mumio tatujigwe penzipe. Iba bururu besu bakali kujiswa. Bulindi metiane ne uli ku Zambia. Ndaye kukajirwa kuyo mubona.
Twagala bubingiro bosibi. Bati no zo boda mpuli abawo tulokulumba sibi kuti mwatwitira kintu jibo tunkambo.
Abantu lino balakonzya kuti bachite i-business yawo. Watu etela izgalo sumpugo. Nkambu ichindi twakali mu mapenzi. Twali kubelesika zisamu kuti nkatu ya mutala mu Zambia.
While crossing to Zambia only takes a few minutes, local leadership in the area says there is need for proper transport infrastructure to ferry the people of Binga across Zambezi River.
Baleke kunoberesha tumakaya kitu nino tutumakanu. Babereshe pantuni mpati ya kuti even muntu yanda kuberesha kutayinda amote yagwe. Anjire asubuka kabo tuturange safety y'abantu. Kabalo kunjira tujite business mpati katurangite kukomesha economy ya Binga.
Batujanine ibwato ibupati mbituti ni ferry. Eyo ikwanisika ekuti na kulimoya imupati irakonzya kuzunda maumbwe ona kuti masaisai na kuti ma waves muchikuwa akuti bantu banokwanisika kuti kabazubuka kabeta izinto zibanga baula imutaleria.
Project was delivered through a public-private partnership between government and a strategic partner GP as part of efforts to expand infrastructure to previously marginalized communities. The Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Kazembe Kazembe, says government is now working on completing the remaining structures, including the Registrar's Office, which is expected to be commissioned before year-end.
This project, Honorable Vice President, commenced in October 2025 and was completed in May this year. The development was made possible through one of the government's strategic partners, Gasu Pasulis, popularly known as GP, a testament to the Second Republic's commitment to infrastructure development as a catalyst for economic growth. We are also building the Registrar's Department, which will see our people, our local people, accessing passports from here without having to go to other cities.
For far too long, Binga district sat on the margins of major infrastructure development. Fast forward to the year 2017, when the Second Republic came into power under the steward leadership of His Excellency President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, government demonstrated, and it continues to demonstrate, that development is not dictated by proximity to the capital, but by national priority. The official opening of the Kasambabezi border post this Friday by Vice President Colonel retired Dr. Kembo Mohadi is a striking symbol of that upward trajectory.
The completion of these offices reflects progress towards the fulfillment of priorities outlined in our National Development Strategy number 2, which emphasizes infrastructure development, devolution, public sector reform, and the use of digital systems to enhance efficiency and accountability. By investing in permanent, modern infrastructure here in Binga, government is giving a practical expression to the profound philosophy of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa's philosophy that ilizwe lakiwa abanikazi balo, nyika inovakwa nevene vayo.
As Vice President Colonel retired Dr. Kembo Mohadi noted, the impact here extends far beyond brick and mortar, promising downstream economic growth, trade facilitation under the African Continental Free Trade Area, and restored pride for frontier officers.
In its own way, the infrastructure restores pride and professionalism among the men and women who serve our country at this frontier. By upgrading our side of the border, we honor our regional commitment to the SADC Protocol on trade and the African Continental Free Trade Area, facilitating the smooth movement of people, cultures, goods and services.
According to official figures from the Department of Immigration, an average of 2,000 people pass through this facility every single day, demonstrating the immense demand for structured transit in this region. By turning this borderland into a modern hub, the Second Republic is living up to its mantra of leaving no one and no place behind as Zimbabwe marches towards the attainment of an upper middle income society by 2030. Eland Moy, ZBC News, Binga.
The visiting World Council of Churches delegation has pledged commitment to continue working with Zimbabwe in order to strengthen justice and humanitarian initiatives. The delegation met with Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi in Harare this Friday.
Members of the World Council of Churches who have been in the country to attend the Zimbabwe Council of Churches ZCC General Assembly, which ends this Friday, have noted the important strides Zimbabwe has undertaken to advance justice delivery. After meeting Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi in Harare this Friday, Head of Delegation Professor Jerry Pillay revealed their deliberations focused on the justice delivery system.
We asked questions about the freedom of religion, the freedom of assembly, the freedom to protest. We asked questions about the constitutional processes in the country. We referred particularly to the recent amendment to the Constitution. We have been told by the Minister of Justice, as we were even told yesterday, that the constitutional processes have been followed, and therefore where they are now in this process and as it is approved has been done according to constitutional expectations. We've had discussions with regards to how in the national spirit people are brought together and how the justice system works in bringing people into reconciliation, into working together as a nation.
Honorable Ziyambi noted that the country's readiness to work with the World Council of Churches.
We also had a conversation on how we can collaborate between the Zimbabwe Council of Churches, the World Council of Churches in terms of peace and reconciliation. And we indicated that we are on hand, we are there to collaborate with the Zimbabwe Council of Churches, as we believe that the work of churches is to ensure that there is peace and harmony in the country.
The delegation expressed satisfaction with the fruitful discussions after meeting the President, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, Thursday. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News.
Now, the government says the resumption of the Air Zimbabwe's Harare-London direct flight reflects on the success of the country's engagement and re-engagement policy.
A welcome dinner to celebrate the recently launched Air Zimbabwe's Harare-London direct flight was held at the Cumberland Hotel in London Thursday night after the inaugural flights touched down at London's Gatwick Terminal. Transport and Infrastructural Development Minister Honorable Felix Mona emphasized the significance of the route, saying it resonates with the country's engagement and re-engagement agenda.
The occasion is the fruit of the Second Republic's deliberate and sustained re-engagement agenda, a foreign policy posture led by our great leader, Comrade Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe. His Excellency has declared and demonstrated through action that indeed Zimbabwe is a friend to all and an enemy to none. To us, the United Kingdom route is not one of those routes. It occupies a place of particular importance to Zimbabwe, given the depth of our shared history.
Officials from Air Zimbabwe stressed the milestone directly aligns with national strategic objectives.
Inaugural Harare-London flight marks more than the restoration of an international route. It symbolizes the renewal of Air Zimbabwe's presence on the global aviation network and reaffirms our commitment to connecting people, markets, and opportunity.
We've said to ourselves, we want to be the best airline in the market and the pride of Zimbabwe by 2030. And we've also established a mission as to why we exist. Air Zimbabwe exists in order to provide air transport services that promote social development and facilitate trade, investment, and tourism.
Stakeholders at the dinner also concurred that the granting of the foreign operator permit was a clear international vote of confidence in Air Zimbabwe's operational standards, governance systems, and safety oversight. The Air Zimbabwe Harare-London direct flight will operate 3 times weekly, flying out of Harare on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. John Nandara, ZBC News.
Zimbabwe and China have reaffirmed their enduring strategic partnership as the Chinese embassy in Harare commemorated the 99th anniversary of the founding of the Chinese People Liberation Army.
The anniversary celebrations brought together senior government officials, service chiefs, diplomats, and members of the defense fraternity, highlighting the growing military cooperation between the two countries under the Zimbabwe-China Comprehensive Strategic Partnership.
The PLA, founded as the military wing of the Communist Party of China, has accrued close to a century of defending the sovereignty, the values of the people of China. And the ZDF and the generality of the Zimbabweans remain indebted to the PLA and the people of China for the immeasurable support extended to the freedom fighters during Zimbabwe's War of Liberation.
The Chinese embassy says defense cooperation remains an important pillar of the all-weather friendship between Harare and Beijing, built on mutual trust, respect, and shared aspirations for peace and development.
Today, the world is undergoing profound changes unseen in a century, and the international community faces multiple risks and challenges. The regional security, the flashpoints keep flaring up. Local conflicts and unrest occur frequently. The security is fundamental to the well-being of all nations. Against this backdrop, President Xi Jinping has put forward the Global Security Initiative, which advocates a vision of common, comprehensive, cooperative, and stable security.
The past 99 years have witnessed an extraordinary journey of the PLA under the strong leadership of the Communist Party of China. The PLA has fought relentlessly to secure China's liberation, sovereignty, territorial integrity, and developmental interests, and has contributed to world peace and stability. It is and always has been a people's army, of the people, by the people, for the people.
The commemorations also provided an opportunity to reflect on the historical ties forged during Zimbabwe's liberation struggle and the continued collaboration between the two nations in defense, infrastructure development, economic cooperation, and people-to-people exchanges. Olin Ndori, ZBC News, Harare.
The 23rd ZANU-PF National People's Conference, slated for the Chinhoyi University of Technology in Mashonaland West Province this October, will be held under the theme From Resolutions to Results, consolidating economic development and deepening empowerment towards Vision 2030. Now, this was reviewed by the ruling party's national chairperson, that is Comrade Opam Chinguri Kashiri, during a preparatory meeting held at the conference venue in Chinhoyi this Friday.
Unpacking the conference theme, ZANU-PF National Chairman Comrade Opam Chinguri Kashiri said it speaks to the strides made by the Second Republic in consolidating economic development and deepening empowerment of communities across the country.
Our theme that from resolutions to results, consolidating economic development and deepening empowerment towards Vision 2030. Saka quite befitting considering the inroads that we are making as government, kuti tashika pa 8%. Can you imagine economic growth as a country? And we are number 2. Imagine we are number 2 in Africa, number 2 from Ethiopia.
She highlighted some of the major infrastructural developments underway in Mashonaland West, including the rehabilitation of the Harare-Chirundu Highway.
Wherever we have held these conferences on a rotational basis, we have left some legacy projects for the benefit of that province. But the main issue, which is very exciting, is the main road leading to Kariba and Chirundu border. That one already we have been assured by the Ministry of Roads that they are working on it.
After a tour of the conference venue, Politburo member Comrade Ziambi and ZANU-PF provincial chairperson Comrade Mary Muliswa Chikoka concurred the province is ready to host the annual People's Conference.
The meeting today that we had, it was led by the national chairman, basically to assess our preparedness to host the National People's Conference. We then went on a tour of several facilities, the venue, just to assess. And what came out of the meeting is generally we are very happy with the level of preparedness. What we need to work on are the roads to Chinhoyi so that they are spruced up to ensure that there is smooth movement of our delegates to the conference venue.
As Marsh West Province today, Tafara Chose, National Chairman Ratsika, Munom Province, Kutvazo, Notijo, Nyaye Conference Tapapi, as a province to Kutazi in August. End of August, all systems should be done.
The 23rd ZANU-PF National People's Conference will be held as the ruling party is celebrating the enactment of Constitutional Amendment Act No. 3, a law which is expected to help consolidate the national development agenda.
Investment in key utilities and infrastructure has been identified as essential in attaining full economic industrialization. This emerged on the final day of the inaugural Zimbabwe Industrialization Conference and Expo, which was held in Harare this Friday.
The industrialization of the country's economy cannot happen in the absence of key utilities such as power, water, rail and roads. Zimbabwe is on the right track in this regard as the country has gone for a record 251 days without load shedding. The Zimbabwe Energy Supply Authority, ZESA, is also looking forward to invest heavily in solar generation to sustain this trajectory.
By 2030, we need to roll out 2 gigawatts of solar. That's between ZESA and the private sector. And we are taking about half of that. In terms of roadmap, we've developed a number of sites that will go for competitive bidding. You know, the advantage of competitive bidding is that you pull the prices down so that we blend a lower level of tariff into the existing core fleet, thereby making the tariff more affordable.
Logistics is also one of the key enablers which can accelerate industrialization.
We need to look at how we are going to move the goods we are producing. Internally, we need inland ports, which will help us consolidate goods from the manufacturers and then be able to ship them to port operators like your Maputo, Beira, Durban, who then ship them to the rest of the world.
The leather industry value chain also possesses immense potential to support SMEs, women and youth, but it requires government support in order to revitalize this industry.
It is an industry that can easily be developed. We can use government procurement as an anchor to stabilize the industry. Because if we give the market to the SMEs to produce police shoes, military shoes, and other government departments, that will be a strong foundation. And I'm not talking theory. This is how the industry has been developed in other countries. Government procurement is key.
The inaugural Zimbabwe Industrialization Conference and Expo triggered debates and thought-provoking discussions on what essentially government should do in order to drive the full industrialization of the country, but was also a platform that brought together stakeholders to devise ways of harnessing local industry value chains. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
Destination Zimbabwe continues to leave lasting impressions on international tourists, with many describing the country as irresistible and welcoming, as well as a memorable destination.
Zimbabwe remains a destination of choice for international travelers. International tourists visiting some of Zimbabwe's premier tourist attractions have described their experience as unforgettable, citing the country's warm hospitality, breathtaking scenery and world-class tourism offerings. This news crew caught up with some tourists from the United Kingdom who had this to say about destination Zimbabwe.
But we've been overwhelmed by the hospitality. Food's been brilliant, we had some lovely meals. And yeah, really enjoyed ourselves. Well, if you want to come for a bit of an adventure, a lovely, safe place, you feel very comfortable here, and it's been a great experience. I yeah, really recommend it.
It's been fantastic. We've had a lovely couple of days in Victoria Falls. We started off with a lovely sunrise walk. We were the only ones there, so seeing the sunrise over the falls was a really magical experience. We've had some lovely meals out. If you get the opportunity, come visit Zimbabwe, come to Victoria Falls, you won't regret it.
We've been having a fantastic time. In Victoria Falls, there's been a lot of fun activities. Folks have been out whitewater rafting, they've seen elephants, a counter, and we've been to some really beautiful spots where the food has been amazing and the people are just absolutely the best.
The recent relaunch of direct flights between Harare and London is expected to strengthen tourism ties and boost visit arrivals from the United Kingdom, further enhancing Zimbabwe's position as a preferred travel destination in the region and beyond. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Wange.
The robust partnership between government and its developmental partners has seen returnees being given a humane and dignified return from South Africa.
Government, in collaboration with its developmental partners, continues to offer safe reception and dignified integration of returnees with Beitbridge border post having become the epicenter.
Tabatsirwa chaizvo nehurumende tinopa kutenda tapiwa transport kubva kuMessina kune bhodhi kuti tonosvika kumba nekofini nemagrosari ari motikari umo. Tinozvitenda.
Ndingati tiri kutenda nekuti hapana chotiri kuchema nacho kuti mhlambe kuti tiri kuchema nenzara kana kuti tiri kushaya chekufuga. Zvese izvozvo tiri kuzviwana.
We are partnering with Ministry of Health, Public Works. So our main concern together with Public Works and Ministry of Health was the WASH system. We realized that we have been receiving a lot of returnees who are coming back home and we really needed to assist.
During a tour of the Beitbridge Reception Center this Thursday, Public Service, Labour and Social Welfare Minister Honorable Edgar Moyo highlighted the importance of collaboration in the repatriation process.
As the Minister of Public Service, Labour and Social Welfare, we reaffirm our unwavering commitment to strengthening reintegration programs that provide skills training, employment opportunities and social safety nets.
The repatriation process continues to show government's commitment to providing humanitarian aid up to the last mile. According to this week's cabinet session, over 108,000 Zimbabwean nationals have been repatriated from South Africa since May this year. Alifeli Mudau, ZBC News, Beitbridge.
The Norton Eye Unit is fast becoming Zimbabwe's leading center for cataract surgery, restoring sight to thousands of people from across the country. With patients traveling from as far as Binga, Gokwe, Mzarabani and Chipinge, the facility is not only changing lives but also giving hope to those living with avoidable blindness.
For many, losing their sight means losing their independence. Simple tasks such as walking, reading, or recognizing loved ones become daily challenges, but here at the Norton Eye Unit housed within Norton Hospital, those challenges are being replaced with hope.
Nekunzwa mbiri yema dhokotera vari pano paNorton vari kurapa vanhu maziso kuti tionewo. Chokwadi tiri kuona.
Ini ndinobva kuGokwe. Asi ndinotenda nekuuya kwandaita pano. Ndatoti chero kubuda kwandaita muchipatara ndati maita henyu nokuti ndandichitambura ndisingaoni.
Iyezvo ndakuona nokuti basa rangu ndaivetera kainini. Vanhu vanondiziva ndaivetera nchisona mauniform ezvikoro ndakatizomira nokusaona.
After years of living in darkness, they are rediscovering colors, faces, and the simple beauty of everyday lives.
Tinokuona muna magirazi miromenyi makapenda izvi saka ndinotenda Mwari kuti ndiri kuona.
Zvinokuona uko kuti muti uyo pasi apo.
The growing number of success stories has made Norton the preferred destination for eye care.
Our catchment area is the whole of Zimbabwe and sometimes even outside Zimbabwe. This year alone, we have almost gotten to the number that we reached last year in terms of our outpatients, the patients that we get to consult here. And I can also get to say through the outreach programs that we do, like we go out there screening people for free without consultation, and by so doing they refer each other to come into the Norton Eye Unit. The most common illness include cataracts, refractive errors, and glaucoma patients.
Through quality treatment and affordable cataract surgery, the facility is proving that every successful operation is more than a medical procedure. It is the restoration of hope, dignity, and a brighter future. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Norton.
And do remember that all ZBC television content and radio stations is now available on our new OTT platform, the Z+. Download the Z+ app today from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and stay connected with these and other stories. And you can also log on to our website, www.zbcnews.co.zw, and do follow us on social media at ZBC News Online across all social media platforms.
Stories are still to expect in this bulletin. In our business news, Hwange Colliery adopts advanced technology to boost output. And we have sad news in sport as Zimbabwe football mourns as 3 Highlanders executives die in a road accident. The main news takes a short break. Stay with us.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant, but the fuse is about to go boom!
Beneath our soil lies more than mineral wealth. It is opportunity, innovation, and the foundation of Zimbabwe's industrial future. From resource extraction to value addition, manufacturing, transport, and energy, Zimbabwe is driving growth through mining value chains. And every year, the leaders shaping this future gather under one roof. Welcome to MineEntra 2026, the premier platform where mining companies, suppliers, investors, innovators, and policymakers connect, collaborate, and unlock new opportunities. Join us from the 29th to the 31st of July 2026 at the Zimbabwe International Conference and Exhibition Smart City in Bulawayo. Exhibit at MineEntra 2026 to expand your network and grow your business. Register your attendance today. MineEntra 2026. Unearth, transform, prosper. Anchoring economic transformation through mining value chain.
For over a decade, Zimbabwe waited. Now our game returns. One nation, one competition, one dream. Bringing Zimbabweans together through the game they love. From juniors to professionals, from beach soccer to futsal, from every corner of Zimbabwe. A pathway from community fields to national teams. The Munumutapa Challenge Cup is calling all genders, all regions, all of Zimbabwe. The biggest cup challenge this nation has ever seen. Follow the journey, support your team, be part of history.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant, but the fuse is about to go boom!
Welcome back. Now, liberation fighters endured many hardships during the struggle for Zimbabwe's independence. Now, while the physical fatigue was draining for the fighters, the emotional gap of changing their identities remain an untold story. And that is what we're taking a look at in today's Heroes feature.
An emotional song that defined the liberation struggle. Every lyric in this song aptly captured the burning desire to see an independent Zimbabwe. Even now, this song invokes memories of the liberation struggle, opening a window to the life and sacrifice the liberation fighters lived. The story of the struggle is well crafted in the gun and the barrel. But behind the combat, the fighters also battled a silent war with their emotional being, living under fake identities to protect their loved ones.
Taitya vatengesi because patakabva muno munyika vanhu vaitoziva kuti eBanyamutamba
aenda kuhondo. Ukaramba uchidedzwa nezita iroro unogona kuzotengeswa wozopedzisira waita sei watorwa kana nemabhono, bosi mabhono aisadaka kuti tiende kuhondo.
Pseudonyms became a perfect cover for the fighters. Consequently, most fighters went to the war at early ages, but their hearts were bigger than their stature.
Taigona kubva muno muZimbabwe ndavavengi. Vaitoplanwa matiri torarama navo. Saka ane nguva yaachatiza kudzokera kuno. Anonosvika nelist yamazita. Otaura kuti Phineas mwana waMharadza wokwamutema asi vari achigara Macharuma pachikoro chonzi Goko. Saka zvaiva easy kuti vanoenda ikoko vondobata vabereki vangu. Then vouraya vabereki kana kuti voita zvoita.
Names like Comrade Maron Ron for the late national hero Major General retired Evaristo Ziwema, Comrade Dewe Rawu Makumabunu, Comrade Mapfumo Moyo, Comrade Rex Nombo were among many pseudonyms the fighters used during the struggle.
So I adopted my name. First of all, I called myself Tawe Onzo. Then later on I changed to Chenjerai Ditant. That was after hearing that it was Ditanti time. You know, the whites were perhaps the Americans and the British, they were, you know, only the exercise to paralyze the liberation struggle.
The liberation fighters recounted the ruthless operation of the Rhodesian army. They say many villagers and their livestock were killed by the Rhodesian forces for supporting the guerrillas with food, clothes, and shelter, while others were killed for having sons or daughters that fought to remove colonial rule. As the nation prepares to commemorate Heroes Day on the 10th of next month, is also a moment to spare a thought to living and foreign heroes and heroines for their immense contribution and sacrifice to the independence the nation enjoys today. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe's digital payments ecosystem has recorded significant progress with sustained growth in electronic transactions, with renewed calls for more strategies in order to achieve greater financial inclusion.
For decades, underground mining at Hwange Colliery Company relied on the conventional room and pillar mining methods that typically recovered about a quarter of the available resource. The company notes that the introduction of the long-haul mining will increase recovery rates to as much as 90%, substantially allowing more coal to be extracted from the existing seams while extending the productive life of its mines. The company's administrator, Mr. Munashe Shawa, says the equipment has been delivered and installation is underway ahead of full-scale operation.
We are proud to announce that we have now developed the long-haul mining methodology, which we have done full designs. We have now procured the equipment. The equipment has been delivered. As we speak, we are actually busy taking the machine into the mines.
The technology upgrade comes as Hwange Colliery Company Limited also expands its value addition strategy. The company has upgraded its coal processing facilities and commissioned a new coke oven battery with commercial coke production expected within weeks, creating opportunities to supply high-value industrial products to domestic and regional markets. Government says technological innovation will remain central to maintaining the long-term competitiveness of Zimbabwe's mining sector.
The mining industry of the future will belong not only to those with the largest mineral deposits, but also to those who deploy technology most effectively to optimize mineral resource discoveries, extraction, and efficient recoveries. A government that is internationally respected is one that transforms the underground resources into jobs, clean energy technologies, national security devices, economic infrastructure, and power to attain hegemonic status.
Coal remains a strategic mineral for Zimbabwe, supplying thermal power generation while supporting industries including steel manufacturing and cement production. Combining advanced extraction technology with exploration and mineral beneficiation is expected to improve resource efficiency, strengthen industrial supply chains, and attract investments into the country's mining sector. Yolande Moyo, ZBC News, Hwange.
That was in fact Yolanda Moyo talking about how Zimbabwe is introducing advanced underground mining technology at its largest coal producer, the Hwange Colliery. We now give you that story where Zimbabwe's digital payments ecosystem has recorded significant progress with sustained growth in electronic transactions amid renewed calls for more strategies to achieve greater financial inclusion.
Speaking at the official opening of the ZimSwitch Payment Conference in Victoria Falls this Thursday, Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Deputy Director for Financial Markets, Dr. Josephat Mutefa, said electronic transactions continue to register significant growth, with transaction values exceeding 1 trillion ZiG and transaction volumes surpassing 500 million during the 6 months ending June 30, 2026.
Our challenge, therefore, is no longer the availability of digital solutions, but the continuation and ensuring they are trusted, they are affordable, they are reliable, they are accessible, and widely accepted. This requires addressing some areas of concern, such as transaction charges, network reliability, digital literacy, cybersecurity awareness, merchant acceptance, especially among the small business and the informal sector.
ZimSwitch Chief Executive Officer Mr. Zebron Chilakalaka highlighted the company's progress in strengthening Zimbabwe's digital payment infrastructure through enhanced security, innovation, and expanded financial inclusion initiatives.
We improved infrastructure visibility by deploying a device monitoring system that is monitoring the pulse of ATM and POS devices across the market, including giving visibility to the regulator. We reinforced security through an advanced fraud protection system and maintained our state of PCI DSS compliance. We've enhanced our e-commerce platform, including integration of mobile wallets, bringing online payments to all.
The conference has brought together more than 150 delegates, including policymakers, financial institutions, payment service providers, and technology experts, to discuss the future of digital payments and financial innovation in Zimbabwe. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
Africa's shared challenges, the role of knowledge in shaping the continent's future, as well as the importance of preserving African history, were some of the highlights during a public lecture at the Heritage Village in Harare this Friday.
Held as part of the Institute of African Knowledge, INSTAC's 10th anniversary celebrations emphasized the role of education, culture, and knowledge in empowering Africans to understand their identity and contribute towards the continent's development.
Knowledge is power. Once people are liberated, once people understand the importance of standing on your own, demanding the sovereignty, economic liberation, rebuilding our nations as individual African countries, rebuilding our continent as Africa is going to be easy. Our biggest challenge right now to Africa's development is that we were defeated where it matters the most, the mind. We were colonized, we were brainwashed, we were put to sleep intentionally. We need to realize as individual Africans, we don't belong where we are being pigeonholed to belong.
The anniversary celebrations also highlighted INSTAC's decade-long work in promoting African knowledge and heritage through various initiatives, including the Museum of African Liberation Project, the Solidarity Garden, and the publication of African knowledge resources.
I'm amazed about what has been done with the initiative of the Museum of African Liberation. I mean, the building is currently being finished. You have the Solidarity Garden, you have the different books, the Africa Fact books that has been edited and published. You have so many things that Instac has been doing for the past 10 years that it's difficult to just pick and choose one. What I hope is to be back in Instac at 20 and see even more realization and even more achievement being done.
The lecture underscored the importance of knowledge, innovation, and cultural awareness in shaping future generations and advancing Africa's development agenda.
The main news takes another short break. We'll be back with more news.
Starbright is back. Bigger, louder, life-changing. Do you have what it takes to be a star? This is your moment to shine. Stand a chance to win $3,000 cash plus a residential stand, a recording contract, and many other exciting complimentary prizes. For one life-changing winner, all it takes is a bold decision. Registration is only $5 per person. $5 could unlock your future. $5 could launch your dream. So, what are you waiting for? Register now for only $5 using our easy WhatsApp registration system. Simply send hi to the official Starbright WhatsApp number 0786-259-971. Follow the prompts to submit your details. Upload your audition video directly on WhatsApp, less than 60 seconds long. Make your payment. Receive instant confirmation of your registration. It's fast, simple, and convenient. Thousands will audition, but only a few will rise to greatness. Don't watch others become stars while you stay in the shadows. This could be your season. This could be your breakthrough. This could be your Starbright moment. Starbright, Season 14. It's your time to shine.
Every day, millions of moments travel through the air. A call home, a payment made, a lesson learned, a life saved. But behind each moment is something steady, something quiet, unseen, unshaken, powering connection, supporting lives. This is Econet Infraco, Zimbabwe's largest private infrastructure group, comprising towers, power, and real estate. We build and operate the essential systems that hold the country together with scale, certainty, and purpose. We bring together three powerful engines of progress under one roof. Towers that carry the signal, clean energy that keeps it alive, and foundations that hold it all in one place. Because behind every connection, every transaction, every step forward, there's a quiet force. Econet Infraco, built for resilience, designed for growth.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant. But the fuse is about to go boom!
Welcome back. Now, making news internationally, 6 candidates are in the race to become the next United Nations Secretary General, with the selection process gathering momentum ahead of the end of Antonio Guterres' second term this December.
6 candidates have formally entered the race to lead the United Nations from January 2027, with Africa seeking to reclaim the top post for the first time since Ghana's Kofi Annan completed his tenure in 2006. Former Senegalese President Macky Sall, nominated by Burundi in its capacity as chair of the African Union, is the only candidate from outside Latin America. His campaign focuses on strengthening the link between peace, sustainable development, and multilateral cooperation. Guyana's ambassador to the United Nations, Caroline Rodriguez-Biquet, says restoring the credibility and effectiveness of the UN will be among her priorities if elected.
Former Costa Rican Vice President Rebecca Greenspan, who currently heads the UN Conference on Trade and Development, has called for wide-ranging reforms to make the organization more responsive to global challenges. She is credited with helping broker the Black Sea Grain Initiative between Russia and Ukraine in 2022. Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, Rafael Grossi of Argentina, says the next Secretary General must take a more proactive leadership role in addressing global security and governance challenges while advancing reforms within the UN system. Former Ecuadorian Foreign Minister and former President of the UN General Assembly, Maria Fernanda Espinosa, has proposed the establishment of an early warning mechanism to identify and prevent emerging conflicts while advocating for comprehensive institutional reforms. Former Chilean President and former UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Michelle Bachelet, backed by Mexico and Brazil, says the Secretary General must provide principled moral leadership and defend the UN Charter even under pressure from major powers. The UN Security Council is expected to hold its first formal straw poll on 30 July before recommending a candidate to the General Assembly. To be recommended, a candidate must secure at least 9 votes in the 15-member Security Council and avoid a veto from any of the 5 permanent members. The successful candidate will assume office on the 1st of January 2027 for a 5-year term.
After the break, we'll take a look at sport. Stay with us.
The Minister of Environment, Climate and Wildlife, Honorable Dr. Evelyn Ndlovu, Deputy Minister, Honorable John Paradza, Permanent Secretary, Mr. Simon Masanga, and the entire ministry staff extend profound gratitude to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, for the appointment of Dr. Delish Nguwaya as the Special Advisor to the President on Waste Management and Environmental Sustainability. This strategic appointment is vital in accelerating Zimbabwe's progress toward achieving both our national development goals and international environmental obligations. We extend our heartiest congratulations to Dr. Nguwaya. His proven expertise and practical approach to sustainable waste management will be instrumental in driving our nation towards a clean, safe, and healthy environment. The ministry pledges its full cooperation as he executes this crucial national assignment, which is in line with the mandate of this ministry. Congratulations, Makorokoto Amhlope.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant, but the fuse is about to go boom!
Thank you for staying with us. We now look at sport in rather sad news. The Mbembesi community near Bulawayo is struggling to come to terms with the reality of the horror crash that claimed the lives of 3 Highlanders executive members along the Harare-Bulawayo highway on Thursday night. Meanwhile, tributes continue to pour in, including from the government, as well as a football fraternity following the tragic loss to the Highlanders family.
This area is Mbembesi and it falls under Matabeleland South Province. From here to the city of Bulawayo is just 64 kilometers. It is the exact spot where the Highlanders executive perished in a tragic accident. We had an interaction with the passengers who were on board this bus from Gaborone, the GA Express bus, who just narrated what really transpired from this incident.
Mota dzaiva Gweru dzaidzingirana kwaiti rafta nemota yered. Saka rafta yakarasa control yaona mumombe ndokusvikorwa mumombe yarwa mumombe kudaro ndobva yanosvikorwa pabhasi yarowa pabhazi yakapinda pfirire kumberi ebhazi anorowa pachirimu zvadaro ndobva yanoita head on again nemota yered ndokudhonzana kwadzikaita yakapidiguka 6 times ndokunowira kumashure kumberi.
Into enzakele lapha inkomo ezikhonzele ingozi ngoba inkomo zifuqole ethareni. So umuntu ochayela inkomo emgwaqweni thina simbona inkomo zazigcwele ethareni la. So imota ade zivela lezi ngo2 iRaptor le moto ebomvu. iRaptor ye210 ehla thutha inkomo yabuya ilandi bus. Yafika yachayeka ebhasini yaskida siyadibana le moto ebomvu adinga siyakitshana imoto ebomvu iswing siza ngaphi zohomuka siyakitsha abantu ade sebewele phansi yahle yachola. Yikho kwenzakeleyo ngubonileyo ngwade ngiphakathi kwebhasi.
Akhoive neRaptor yaiva uku saka paive nemombe dzaida kucrossa road saka dzaida kucrossa road uyu aive neRaptor aida kuzama kunzvenga mota uyu mombe dzaiuya saka paida kuzama kunzvenga mombe ndipo pakasvika achinorovera pabhasi. Pakarovera pabhasi mota yake yakabva tanga kuspina achinda kunorovera imwe yaibva ukoko ndipo pakabva pafa vanhu vamwe vachidonhera mutara vakatobva vafira ipapo.
Le ndawo yi-black spot ngani ngoba esihlahleni lesi kwawela ama-journalist la kuthi la ngemva kwebhasi lechayeleleyo lapha kwawela uphathify inda lapha kuloko okuyisiphambano abakufaka khona pha. Recently last week okulapha ebhakaneni lapha kulenye imota futhi yawela khona pha. Always very every month lapha kuhlala kuyizimota lapha. It's a black spot la.
Highlanders confirmed the death of the trio in a statement, saying Colonel retired Mhlophe, Siziba and Khoza were far more than club officials. They were the architects of the club's vision and its values, as well as father figures to so many individuals within the Highlanders family. Highlanders add that their leadership, wisdom, dedication and unwavering commitment to sports will never be forgotten. Tributes continue to pour in following the tragic loss, with the Ministry of Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture describing the deaths as an immeasurable loss not only to Highlanders Football Club but to the nation as a whole. The Zimbabwe Football Association also paid tribute, saying Zimbabwean football had been left poorer by the passing on of the 3 club leaders. Premier Soccer League clubs, sports personalities and other stakeholders also took to social media to express their grief and convey condolences to the Highlanders family. It is a somber atmosphere not only for the Highlanders family but for the football fraternity in general. For Highlanders, it is a deep cut, especially considering that the club is turning a centenary milestone. And after this tragic accident, only 2 members are remaining from the current executive, setting a leadership vacuum. ZBC News, Mbembes.
We move on with our sports news. The Kasolaga Premier Soccer League Matchday 25 is set to deliver a crucial weekend of action, with Ngeze Platinum Stars hosting Hard Rock in a clash that could have a major impact on the title race.
With the business end of the season fast approaching, every point is becoming increasingly valuable. Hard Rock is second on the log with 45 points, 4 ahead of 4th placed Ngeze Platinum Stars on 41. Victory for the visitors will strengthen their position in the title race and reduce the gap on league leaders in Scotland, while Ngeze know that maximum points are crucial if they are to keep their championship hopes alive and tighten the battle at the top. The two sides head into the encounter in contrasting form. Hard Rock have won 3, drawn 1 and lost 1 of their last 5 matches, including a convincing 2-0 victory over Gama on Thursday. Ngeze Platinum, meanwhile, are coming from a 1-0 draw against Triangle and have recorded 2 wins and 3 draws in their last 5 outings. They are only meeting the season ended in a 2-0 draw, suggesting another closely contested affair could be on the cards. Elsewhere, Matchday 25 gets underway on Saturday with the Moors hosting FC Platinum at Ngoni Stadium. Sunday's fixtures sees Manika Diamonds face Triangle United at Sakova Stadium, Zimbabwe host Agama at Wazanai Stadium, FC Hunters entertain Hirantos at the Hart Stadium, Blower Chiefs at Tekons at PC Carib at Luveve, and the Tel 1 welcome Caps United at Ascot. Meanwhile, the matches between Dynamos and Scotland has been postponed, with Scotland in South Africa for the Toyota Cup against Kaizer Chiefs. Elsewhere, Highlanders' match against Chicken Inn has also been shelved following the tragic deaths of 3 members of the club's executive in a road traffic accident. Anasha Murombezi, ZBC News, Harare.
Moving on to cricket, Zimbabwe will be aiming to level the 3-match T20 international series, which is against reigning world champions India, when the two sides meet in the second match at Harare Sports Club this weekend.
The Chevrons suffered a 7-wicket defeat in Thursday's T20 series opener after recovering from a shaky start through Taduana Shemarumani and Wesley Madevere, whose partnership helped Zimbabwe post 125 for 7. Saturday's encounter presents the host with an opportunity to bounce back and register a rare victory over the T20 world champions on home soil, a result that would rank among Zimbabwe's memorable white ball achievements. Adding to the occasion, Zimbabwe once again wear their commemorative jersey inspired by the iconic kit from the 1992 ICC Men's Cricket World Cup. The retro design worn by David Horton, giant-killing side, has been reimagined with the modern performance technology, blending the nation's rich cricket heritage with its present-day ambitions. Zimbabwe's top order will also look to exert themselves better against qualified bowling to give the Chevrons a chance to win the encounter. Anashe Murombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, that report by Anashe Murombedzi concludes our look at sports news, and we'll be waiting to see how the Chevrons perform tomorrow at the Harare Sports Club. But let's now take a look at one of the stories that has been headlining this bulletin. The Zimbabwe Stock Exchange has launched the Zimbabwe Entrepreneurship Exchange, which is expected to help micro, small and medium enterprises, those are the MSMEs, to raise capital for the expansion of their operations.
The newly launched trading platform is a market that allows micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, to raise affordable capital. With the sector suffering from lack of capital, the launch of the ZEEX is coming to close that support gap, with formalization of the MSMEs set to help grow their enterprises.
It is this gap that the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange resolved to close. We have asked ourselves, Comrade Minister, what a capital market truly designed for the entrepreneur and SME would look like, and the answer has been ZEEX.
You look at the concept of ZEEX, it's literally for all purposes and intents, leaving no one and no place behind, lowering the ladder of the capital markets to effectively cover our SMEs. That is the true spirit of NDS2.
We firmly believe that we can rapidly achieve the goals of Vision 2030 by aggressively formalizing and capitalizing the SME sector. At our recent inaugural National SME and Cooperative Endeavor, our sector made it clear that SME contribute a large part of national GDP and generate the vast of jobs.
The official launch of the Zimbabwe Entrepreneurship Exchange represents a significant step towards broadening access to capital and creating new pathways for enterprise growth, particularly for our small and medium enterprises.
Through the ZEEX, government is opening up exciting opportunities which are projected to ensure MSMEs get funding, contribute more to the economy, and empower more citizens across the country.
Definitely, this is really going to be a game changer because it will provide our SMEs and even small, micro, we are talking about mothers who are starting a business, family who are in the business, they can also access this platform. So really we are excited and we will not leave anybody behind.
The launch of ZEEX speaks directly to the pillars of our National Development Strategy 2 and Vision 2030. The goal is to become an upper middle income economy by 2030. And this cannot be realized on the strength of the large enterprises alone. It requires a broad and dynamic base of entrepreneurs and small businesses that can also be formalized. They can be financed and also be integrated into the mainstream economy. NDS2 is explicit on the need to deepen financial markets, promote financial inclusion, and support private sector-led growth. And ZEEX is a direct and practical expression of that policy intent.
Opening up the informal sector to the new trading platform is expected to create bigger opportunities for MSMEs in the national economy. Analysts concur the all-inclusive approach, which will ensure equal opportunities for all Zimbabweans in business. Mhlomuli Ncube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
We now cross over to the Met Department for the weather report and forecast.
It was a warm Friday across much of the country, but with those clear skies that we had a bit of ground frost in areas such as Gai, Gweru, Chivu, and Nyanga, with all having slight ground frost. But however, our system to watch is coming in over the southeastern parts of the country. We were expecting this cloud mass to drift into the southern parts, covering parts of Masvingo, Matabeleland South, as well as Manicaland provinces. But for our morning temperatures, rather still suppressed, we were expecting chances of ground frost, especially along the main watershed. But by afternoon, the southern parts should be in the lower 20s, as we're expecting those cloudy conditions to permeate the southern parts of the country. Thus, of areas such as Bulawayo, we're expecting our maximums to be still in the lower 20s for the weekend, but it warms up slightly as we get into Monday. And same for Matopo, we're expecting a suppressed weekend with temperatures in the lower 20s, only rising around Monday. Same for Gwanda area, 21 over the weekend. Then it cools down more as we get into Wednesday and Thursday next week. Masvingo also following suit, 22 and 20 into Sunday, also cooling down as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. And for Gweru, we're expecting 22 and 20 into the weekend, warming up slightly on Monday. Then it cools down again as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. For Mutare, we're expecting 23s into the weekend, warming up as we get into Monday, then cooling down again as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. For Nyanga, we're expecting 19s into the weekend and also cooling down again as we get into the later parts of this week. For Marondera, 21 and 22 into the weekend, warming up as we get into Monday. For Harare, also 23s right through to Monday, and it only cools down again as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. For Kwekwe, 25s into the weekend, warming up to about 27 on Monday. So warmer weather is over the northern parts, where we're expecting Kadoma to be in the upper 20s for much of the period. And fortunately, we're expecting also warmer conditions even in the weekend. We're expecting maximums above 25. Same for Lupane, warmer conditions projected there for much of the week. Bindura, slight cooling around Sunday, but still most of our maximums above 25. And for Victoria Falls, warmer weather over those northern parts of the country for much of the week. For Kariba, also warmer conditions. So for one to enjoy the warmth, still enjoy it over the northern parts of the country. That's it from the weather desk. It's back to the news.
And that's it for the main news this evening. Thank you for watching. I am Mona Lisa Dube.
And my name is Malvin Matava. Piswe Jominika was giving us the bulletin in sign language. From us here on the main news desk, have a good night.
ndashaya mufaro nenyaya yekuti mwana wainzi wamαδrugs pandakazondwa kuti pakubatsirwa kwamai ndakati regai ndiende kuti ndionewo kuwadzana nevamwe mumaraini nokuti ndakanga ndaende inini nemwana wangu chibva tatoita zvutizi kwaima.
Chips up.
Zimbabwe, welcome to yet another sizzling edition of The Zone right here on your favorite station, ZBC TV. And yes, to just dive right into it is your Trending 5. And sitting on number 5 this week from I Popsy, your host with the most, as a Sane Wave. Iwe with Mega Sense.
Doesn't make sense. What you mean you busy? I wanna business. Sha, do damadon and a cute face. Which is why you look the numbers in your embrace. Tryna make $1 in the 10 cents. Nekuti at the link and our fake friend. Sha, sandipe love, ndipe respect. So kundida uchi size a white mistake. Yeah, with all due respect. Tiana gakugadza pa prefect.